Supreme Court ruling that came down. We just got the news. I got the news from the hotties this morning. I haven't been checking in on the hotties the way I'm supposed to check in on them. I am the head camp counselor. I'm also I'm one of the roommates in our moon unit. Um, our moon unit that Nayla's designing for us. So they told me this morning, I was like, damn, if the hotties are saying it happened, it actually happened. Cause like they're very intelligent, like detail oriented Black women. So I know they like check their good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Y'all. Thank you. Share out the live. Share out the live. I would like for you to tap the screen. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you for being here today. Let me get my sound effects up. Welcome. Come on in. This is the Sunshine Report. We are live on all of the platforms right now. I'm so thrilled. I'm so happy. I'm always happy for us to come together. Always so happy for us to be together on a weekday afternoon. Y'all welcome. My name is Hakeem, and this is the Sunshine Report. Computer is doing some interesting things this morning. I'm so sorry. All right. Here. Hey, how's everybody doing this morning? Y'all, welcome to the Sunshine Report. I'm gonna go ahead and since we're sounding a little laggy and slow, I'm gonna stop that. But y'all, welcome to the Sunshine Report. My name is Hakeem Hannah. I am your friendly neighborhood thought and imagination leader for Black women of the 92%. Who are the 92%? We are the 92%. We are one of the most formidable voting blocks in this United States. And we come together every morning and I do my best to create the news and entertainment and chit chat and kiki and intelligence briefing and joy cultivation that we as Black women of the 92% deserve. It looks as though we have a flash goal. I haven't seen a flash goal in a hot minute. Y'all welcome. Come on in. Oh my gosh, roses. Oh, thank you. Oh, isn't that sweet? We just need 6 roses. Let's go ahead and just knock that on out the park. I appreciate that. That's the kind of goal a girl likes. Thank you for making that nice and easy for us this morning. And I went ahead. I'm going to give myself one. Thank you all for joining us. This is where we warm up the room. Y'all, we're trying to get to 10,000 likes as soon as humanly possible so we can get started, so we can do a little chit chat about our topic today. I have so much I'm going to break down for us today. Supreme Court rulings are challenging. Are challenging to talk about. So one of the reasons we're a little later on in the afternoon today, and y'all, thank you so much for sharing out the live. I appreciate it. Tapping the screen, sharing it out. We can do a power share, touching my face. How are we looking with the flash goal? How are we looking with the flash goal? If you guys don't mind sharing a rose with me for the flash goal, I would really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, who already sent us one? Thank you guys so much. You know, it is not too late for somebody. I think we need 6 roses. We just need one from 6 people that haven't sent one. I appreciate it. I think I just sent myself one. Let me try to send myself one. Where's a rose I can send myself? Why is the rose not presenting itself? There it is. And let me see how many we've gotten, how many more we need. Thank you all so much. So the gift is roses. Thank you for your gift of a rose. I appreciate it. I'm so happy y'all are here today. Hey, Fawn, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. Y'all come on in. We have a lot to talk about. Are y'all as sad about Dolly as I am? This is a challenging one for me today. Who doesn't like Miss Dolly? And I'm going to tell y'all why she has meant so much to me. Indeed, to a lot of us, like Black women. I have yet to come across somebody like a Black woman of my acquaintance that I'm so sorry, y'all. I am experiencing some technical difficulties. Is Mercury in Gatorade today? What's happening? What's going on here? I'm having a really tough time on my computer. But we're about to jump in. in just a hot second. Thank you all so much for warming up the room. It was the wrong person. Girl, wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. The AP was reporting that this morning. Let me double check. Yeah, girl. People Magazine. Yeah. We're right. New York Times, Variety Magazine. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a shift in there. Hey, Mandy, may justice be served, girl. How are you, Mandy? Thank you so much for helping me share out the live to everyone that is tuned in over on the tube that is you or over on Substack. Let me double check and see if we're live over on the Substack. I hope that we are. Yeah, I think that we are. Everybody come on in. This is the Sunshine Report. And let me pull this up super fast. How's everybody doing? There is a shift in the energy for sure. I was annoyed this morning. Y'all, thank you. Come on in. And I was doing a lot of research this morning, y'all, on Supreme Court and the ruling yesterday, and I want to talk about it. It's one of the things that's got me like low key in my feelings today, but that's okay. That's all right. Judge Ketanji Brown shed some with her dissent, shed some really wonderful light that I want to share, that I really want to share with us today. Everybody, welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. This is the Sunshine Report. So happy to see some of my lovey-doveys in here. Y'all make me so happy. Y'all let me know if you like the new background. This is our second day. Giving it a go. Ooh, the coffee is still warm. Even though it's late in the afternoon. Y'all, I'm not afraid of a late afternoon coffee. My stepfather's Jamaican. I will sit down with my stepfather and I'll drink coffee at 10 o'clock at night. Okay. Y'all, welcome and come on in. Come on in. Where is the host streaming from? The host is streaming from Northern California. I am streaming from 8 miles outside of San Francisco. I live in Marin County, right over the Golden Gate Bridge. California is my adopted state, but I am a Black woman from Southern Mississippi. Just got back from the great state. There is our correspondent from Florida. Hey, everything, Aaron. Everything, Aaron. I've decided that I've decided to be very ambitious for you. And as far as I'm concerned, you're going to become one of the number one voices on one of the most important swing states in American politics. And that is Florida. You all follow Aaron. Follow Aaron as the members of the executive committee. We call our chat the committee. We call our heavy hitters, our moderators, our most engaged members of the 92% of the Sunshine Crew. They are the executive committee. So thank you. No, girl, no, it's not morning here. But when I press record and when I press live, yeah, it's morning. No, girl, it's like not only is it not morning, it is like well into the afternoon. It is 1:39. It is August 25th. Good morning, 92 percenters. Welcome to the Sunshine Report. My name is Hakeem Hannah. I am the creator and the host of the Sunshine Report Live and one of the founding voices of the 92% movement. It is our growing community of Black women who are learning how to move from weathering to well-being, and we're using our political power to do that because we are one of the most consequential voting blocks in these United States of America. And y'all, today we got a show. Okay. Oh, Nayland. Did I see Nayland was in here? Nayland was in here. I want to see some aliens in the chat for Nayland. I want to see some flames in the chat for everything. Aaron, Sovereign Media, please. My girl Mandy Justice is back here. Mandy's been on her own journey and she is back. I'm happy to see you in here, Mandy. Y'all put some scales in the chat for Mandy. We are also going live to the tube that is you today, and I believe Substack. Welcome. When I see you guys in the chat, I'm going to do my best to acknowledge you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging. I am so excited for our show today. And y'all, we do have a show. We're going to talk about the Supreme Court ruling and about its genuinely confusing ruling involving mail voting. I want to say in the state of California, Mail-in voting is safe, and I know we're gonna do our best to lead the pack. Thank you for that, for all that yellow. Would y'all mind putting some yellow in the chat for me? Thank you so much. I know we must have gotten that flash goal. I can't imagine we didn't get it. It was, and I want us to light it up today. Y'all know that I also love the Daily Heart Me. The Daily Heart Me means you are a part of this community, you are a member of the 92%, or you are a co-conspirator with us. Okay. If you are a co-conspirator or you an accomplice, girl, go ahead on and send your daily harmony. You want to be counted with this number, I promise you. Supporting Black women moving from weathering to well-being and using our political voice and our heft and our might to do it ain't gonna do nothing but bring you blessings. I promise you. Please believe me. So we're going to talk about the Supreme Court ruling. It was genuinely confusing regarding like mail voting. We're going to talk about Hakeem Jeffrey, future Speaker of the House, I hope, meeting privately with Jared Kushner, and why I'm actually, I mean, I made a video. I had fun with it. But I'm not particularly outraged about the meeting. I'm going to tell you why, but I do have questions because we're the 92%. We always have questions. All right. And then we're going to end the show a little differently. Our good friend, she was a good woman. She was a good white woman. She was a good one. Miss Dolly Parton. Miss Dolly is gone, children. She's gone. She's gone, children. She's gone. It's not a false alarm this time. And I'm sad, girl. Detroit's daughter, I am set. I am upset. The hotties confirmed it first. Then I went and checked all the major news outlets. It is sadly true. Gone from us children at 80 years of age. I'm upset. Aaron, I'm upset too. Do you know why I'm upset? First of all, she was an amazing woman. We're gonna talk about 9 to 5 later and why that movie was so personally important to me growing up. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Your girl is 54 years old. I'm Gen X. I have probably seen 9 to 5 at least 20 times in my lifetime. I'm sure I could recite word for word from that movie. Y'all remember when Miss Dolly in 9 to 5 told Dabney, what was his name? Dabney Coleman, that she had a gun in her purse. She goes, I got a gun in my purse. and I'm gonna go out there and get it. And I'm gonna change you from a rooster to a hen with one shot. Y'all remember that? Children, I'm upset. I am very, very bereft over the loss of Miss Dolly. I am very, very upset, but we're going to talk all about it today. This one really hurts me. And I'm also upset because Toni Morrison is gone. Dolly Parton is gone. And y'all, Stunt Queen in Chief is still dragging his. Oh, I'm not going to talk about his colostomy bag, but he's still here. Why is he still here? These are the questions. This is what I'm telling you. There are times when I realize Toni Morrison's gone and this motherfucker is still here. And it really, it brought tears to my eyes today. It really did. So I'm sad and I'm grieving. The Grim Reaper's fucking up the program. What is the problem? I gotta get in touch with some of the brujas around here in the Bay Area and ask them what the fuck is going on. Like, I need somebody to consult Santa Muerta or whatever and like help us figure out what's going on. So that one hurts me. So we're gonna take some time today to remember Miss Dolly, not just the rhinestones, that awesome hair and that amazing voice, but her songwriting, her philosophy, her love of books, not her philosophy, her songwriting, her philanthropy, her love of books, and one of my favorite movies of all time, 9 to 5. But strangely enough, all three of today's stories have me asking a question, and especially a question. Y'all, thank you so much. Y'all, thank you for supporting live. I want to see those daily heart me's. Stephanie, thank you so much. Thank you all for sharing out the live. Share it out before we get into it. All right. I want everybody to know. I'm going to try to send it out to a few loved ones here really quick, letting everybody know that we are live. Let me try not to invite my children who still thankfully let me follow them on this app, and let everybody know that we are live. And thank you all for doing the exact same thing. You can touch my face. You can tap the heck out of that heart me. If you were over on the tube, that is you. Thank you so much for being here and for subscribing and hitting the like button and engaging. I appreciate you all so much. So all of these stories today have me thinking about Black women voters, my favorite people on earth. Good morning. This is the Sunshine Report. This is the show created for you, for Black women of the 92%, by Black women of the 92%. I'm Hakeem Hannah. I'm also the creator and host of the Hey, It's Hakeem podcast. We got a new episode cooking away for you, like cooking up. Aaron, Sweet Pea, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate that. Thank you all for sharing out the live. But it's had me thinking these three topics today, especially as I was planning for the podcast. It's the Hey, It's Hallaku podcast, including our dear Benighted States of America series. It's available every place you listen to podcasts. I got a new episode that I'm working on and I'm boiling up, cooking up for us like right now. But all of these stories have had me thinking about, what do we do with power? It is very, AJ, thank you so much. It is products. I do not have any, but I did not know I had products like down there. All right, TikTok shop. Y'all are being weird. I did not know I had the shopping cart even open. But thank you all so much for being here today. And I want us to think about a very, very, very important topic. And that is, what do we as Black women, what do we do as the 92%? Y'all know the 92%. That's the name of our community. That's who we are. It's that big, beautiful, bold line. It represents who we are at the voting booth. Black women are one of the most formidable voting block. Whoopsie. We are one of the most formidable voting blocks in this country. That is power. And as we are going into the midterms, and especially as we think about the Supreme Court ruling, and we're going to talk about it, what it means for us, we need to be thinking very seriously, 92%, about what we're going to do with our political power, with the might of our ability to turn up, to show up and show out at the ballot box. Thank you for the stickers, Mandy. We need to think about like what we're going to do with that power. The Supreme Court has power. Political leaders have power. Dolly Parton accumulated enormous wealth, fame, cultural power, and what people do with power tells us an awful lot about them. And that's the question, as Black women of the 92%, we are beginning to ask. Thank you for that daily heart me. Does our use of power this is the question. I need us to, y'all, put this is the question. I would love for everybody to put some question marks in the chat. Put question marks in the chat. We are going to get this question down pat, so we can start asking everybody, people that are running for council, school board, mayor, governor, Congress, House of Representatives, Senate, coroner, I don't give a dog catcher. We're going to start asking the most important question that there is for us as a voting block. And that, thank you for those question marks. And we deserve to ask it. And that is, does your candidate, does your policy, does your process, does your idea, does it make Black women, does it make our lives healthier, safer, freer, and more prosperous and more joyful? This is an important question, believe it or not, because if it does that for us, it does it for everybody. And we deserve to ask those questions and demand those questions be asked by our political leaders. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, get your little matcha, whatever, get your little Black girl vitamins, chlorophyll water, and come on into the sunshine with me. I'm ready for us to talk. Story number one, and I may have to, y'all, I printed out my notes for this one. Okay, because Supreme Court, I can't be playing around with like Supreme. I can't be playing around with Supreme Court rulings. I was this close to calling mom, to calling hard D. I think I might to ask her opinion on the ruling that came down. I see a comment. I started making content about this yesterday. Titles and relationship. Excellent. Wonderful. I think I saw a new post from you, Tori's daughter, on Substack today. So let's get into story number one. SCOTUS, mail voting, and the midterm chaos. How are we doing? Y'all, we're taking a really long time to get to 10K likes. What's going on today? Thank you all for tapping the screen. Thank you all for keeping it on and popping. Y'all know we got to get to 100K likes. So thank you for using your beautiful fingers and tapping. Thank you to the tube that is you for tapping that little heart button and showing me some emojis. Love in the chat. I appreciate it. It is very important. And y'all, the reason it's important is because we want as many Black women of the 92% in on this conversation. This is a conversation that's for us. Now, you may breeze through and see a lot of people giving their opinions about the news or what they think is like going on. None of them are just smart and interesting and looking at it from a womanist lens, a Black Black American woman's perspective. And it's very important that we create and share our own news, intelligence, briefing, joy cultivation, media content. So it's important for us to get it out to as many Black women as possible. Is important. That's possible. It's important for us to be seen. It's important for us to have this conversation together. So thank you so much for tapping the screen and sharing out the live. And so 92 percenters, I want us to listen very closely because the Supreme Court handed down a decision about mail-in voting that is confusing as fuck. And that is the most important part of the story. Like that's what characterizes and is the important part of the entire story, because if you saw some of the headlines, you might think, and if you listen to like each and every one of the pundits and the talking heads, you might actually think like, oh my God, the Supreme Court just let Donald Trump, thank you. You may think that the Supreme Court just let y'all stunt queen in chief end mail in voting. And that is not true at all. Hey, multidimensional healer, it's good to see you. Okay. So no, there is no need to be like rending garments and pulling out our hair and crying and screaming, because we don't do that anyway as Black women of the 92%. That's not what we do. That's not the way we get down. So in case you were thinking, oh lordy, lordy, like what we gonna do? The Supreme Court just let the stunt queen in chief like end mail-in voting. That is not what happened. But what did happen could create a great deal of confusion and uncertainty about voting rules, especially as we head towards the midterms. And Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson essentially said exactly that. All right, so I'm gonna try to explain all this without all the lawyers speak, and that is no shade because y'all know I come from a long line of lawyers. Daddy was a lawyer, one of the best litigators great state of Mississippi ever saw, one of the first Black law students to graduate from Ole Miss Law School. I know that's how he got my mama's attention, because my mom was a chancellor and a judge. She started as an attorney, then a family court judge, and then a chancellor with jurisdiction over five counties. She'll still occasionally, she's retired now, but she'll still take a case every now and then. So I try to kind of be serious and slow down when it comes to any kind of story about the Supreme Court or about like rulings coming down. All right. So we need to understand a couple of things: what y'all stunt queen in chief tried to do, what the Supreme Court actually decided, and what we Black women of the 92% should do about it. All right. So, what did y'all stunt queen in chief do? Back in March, y'all stunt queen in chief issued an executive order attempting to make significant changes affecting the administration of federal elections, particularly mail in votings. And among other provisions, the administration, I'm going to say these words and then I'm going to do my own anger translation. Among other provisions, the administration wants much more federal involvement in determining voter eligibility and how ballots move through the postal system. Let me explain what that really means. Republicans do not want us doing mail in voting because it's too easy and it's too convenient, and it means more people will vote. And the more people vote, the more the Republican Party, MAGA, the red hats, America, the more they lose. That is just the truth. That is just the truth. The easier it is, the harder it is for them to. So that's why from the moment this motherfucker waddled, he came down that escalator and he waddled himself into our lives, it has been like a drumbeat nonstop to say that mail-in voting is unsafe. I'm going to do a whole series of videos on this on my channel, talking about like how easy our system of mail-in voting is in California and how safe it is and easy it is. Okay. Yeah. Mandy just said they're scared. They're always scared. Exactly. The Republican Party never makes any big balls. We're proud of ourselves. We've got great policy and great idea moves. It's never that. It's what can they cut, restrict, destroy, start. They're the motherfucker, like they're the ones that would like they're like the ex that would go into your house while they know you on vacation and turn the faucet on, so and plug the sink so it would overflow and fuck up like your, fuck up your bathroom, fuck up your floor, and like start black mold like in your house. That's what they do. Like they don't want to do any actual governing. All they want to do is destroy and get in and destroy from the inside out. They have no interest in governing. All they want to do is destroy. What kind of political party are you? that you don't want as many people voting as possible. That's why they're always saying shit like it's got to be on election day, and it's fucked up, and all the only reason they want to stop mail-in voting is to keep as many people as possible from voting. Okay, that's what I feel. All right. So when I say something like the administration wants much more federal involvement, yeah, they want to pick the voters. They want to go through and cull like the voter rolls. That's why they're making these demands. And we know that elections are handled by the states. That is literally in the Constitution. And they want to do anything they can. And y'all put some I would love to see some ballot boxes in the chat. Y'all know the little blue ballot boxes that are in the little emoji, like little library. I want to see some of those, please. Thank you very much. All right. So when I say like the administration wants much more federal involvement, yeah, they're trying to fuck up the like states running. They want to have as much to do as possible. They want the fat, nasty, disgusting sausage fingers into the state election systems. And they want to control how ballots move through the postal system. So 23 states and Washington, D.C. sued. And their basic argument was presidents don't get to rewrite election administration by fucking executive order. Y'all stunt queen in chief thinks he is a king. We have a constitutional system that gives states main and very enormous responsibility for running and administering elections. And Congress has the constitutional authority to regulate federal elections. And a federal judge blocked important parts of y'all stunt queen in chief's order while the litigation proceeded. What did that motherfucker do? He does what he always does. He appeals, and eventually we arrive at the Supreme Court, which is where he wants to go because the Supreme Court has fallen, y'all. It is packed with politically active. It's supposed to be unbiased and impartial. That's a lie. That's gone. That's gone forever. They straight up the last three of them set up and straight up lied in their confirmation hearings. And y'all, thank you so much for supporting the live. If y'all are picking up what I am putting down, I want y'all to show it to me. Let me know if you think I'm lighting it up. All right. So what they actually did was, thank you, Wubsy. The 6 conservative justices lifted that particular lower court injunction. All right. The 3 liberal judges, one of whom, of course, is Ketanji, dissented. But everybody hear me. The Supreme Court did not definitively rule that y'all stunt queen and chief's policy is constitutional. Okay. The court did not come out and say stunt queen wins. The president unquestionably has this power to do this. That is not true. That is not. I'm so sick of this court too, Wubsy. I'm sick of it too. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. Okay, I'm with you 100%. 100%. Like I love that guy when he talks about his girlfriend. And you're blocked. Like I love him. So yeah, like Trump did. I said his name. God damn it! I rebuke you in the name. And y'all know I'm deconstructed, but you know what I meant. Y'all know what I meant. Y'all know what I mean. Thank you so much for being here. So the majority concluded that the state's challenge was premature. It was too early. You're going to hear me say that a lot. It was too early because the challenge policy had not been implemented sufficiently for them to be able to establish the necessary injury. So even the majority left open whether future implementation of the order will be lawful. So the fight is not over by any I know Detroit's daughter. I gotta laugh to keep from crying, girl. So the fight isn't over. And more important, another injunction currently blocks the post office from implementing the relevant portion of the order. So it's keeping the post office from having to do anything regarding this executive order. So please don't leave the live saying that Halleck, you told me mail-in voting is gone. It's not. Wubsy says Dems need to get focused on the goal, and that is to remove him of all Republicans. We're going to get to that too when we talk about future Speaker Hakeem Jeffries and his meeting with the half-done humanoid Jared Kushner. All right. So I didn't nobody say that. Even the Supreme Court didn't even say that. All right. Mail-in voting is still here. I did not. It is still here. Here's the problem. We're getting closer and closer to election. Election administrators have to there's so much that goes into getting ready for elections, and so mail-in ballots, like so election administrators have to do things like prepare ballots, y'all. We gotta, like, print envelopes, we gotta program systems, we gotta inform voters, we gotta establish procedures. Hey, Michelle. And meanwhile, we're litigating these very important questions about how these elections are even going to operate. Which brings me to Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson, herself a member of the 92%, allegedly. I'm just convinced that's the case. Because Justice Jackson basically said in her dissent, do y'all understand the catch 22 y'all are creating? Leave it to a black woman. Hey, girl, hey, leave it to a black woman, the black woman on the Supreme Court, to point out the problem. All right? Because that's exactly what Judge Ketanji said. She's like, do y'all understand the bullshit and the confusion that y'all are creating with this? All right. Because for years, the courts warned, don't come running into court at the last minute asking judges to change election rules. But that's exactly what the Republican Party and y'all stunt queen in chief would do. Fomenting problems, causing chaos. That's the whole purpose. Anything is to throw it at the wall and see what sticks portion of the stunt queen in chief's presidency. It happens every time. What could we do to fuck up the election? What could we do to make Americans lose faith in the judicial system? As a party, as a Republican, why would you do that? Because you don't want people to vote. The fewer people vote, the more chance they have of winning. So that's why they want to muck up the works. And also because they don't have any fucking good ideas for people, any policy that might actually help people. All right. So the court has said over and over, don't come in here at the last minute now, like asking us to change election rules. Why? Because changing election rules right before the election, before voting, causes confusions. Okay. So the states just went ahead and said, "Fuck it, we're gonna challenge this. We're gonna challenge it early." And now they're being told by the Supreme Court, by these conservative justices, "Well, you're too early." So we need to ask 92%, which one effing is it? Sue early? You sued too early. Wait, it's too close to election day. You see how they trying to like foment problems and sow confusion? So Justice Ketanji Jackson asked how the litigants are supposed to determine whether they are too late, too early, or just right. Like it's the Goldilocks and the Three Bears up in this bitch. And Judge Ketanji warns that the majority's decision needlessly injects chaos and uncertainty into the midterm. She even goes into even further in describing what she sees as the government's objective to foment chaos ahead of the November election, calling a spade the way Black women always will do. Those are not my words. Those are the words of a sitting Supreme Court justice. All right. So here's where I land on all this. I am very loath to treat confusion surrounding voting as an innocent, like, fucking side effect. Confusion itself can suppress participation. Nobody has to really stand in front of you and say, you cannot vote. All you have to do is make somebody wonder. All you have to do is make them start thinking. It's like that mental enslavement, like they did with us, like during slavery. All you got to do, like the slavery of the mind, all you got to do is insert a little and plant the seed of self doubt in there. All you got to do is make somebody wonder, can I vote by mail? Is my vote valid? Did the rules change? Do I need to do something different? Will my ballot arrive? Will it count? Y'all let me know if you're picking up what I'm putting down. I want to see some more ballot boxes in the chat. So eventually, some people might conclude, forget it. This is what I tell my kids sometimes when I feel like, are y'all even listening to what I'm saying? And they're like, what'd you say, mommy? And I'm like, just forget it. So that's what it makes people do. Just say, just forget it. I'm not going to vote. And that is what I do not want happening to Black women of the 92%. All right. So how do we respond? The way the bad bitches of liberal and progressive politics should respond. We don't panic. We don't spread misinformation. We not going, y'all. What have I already told y'all? I've told Aaron Parnas a million times. You're not going to worry me to death, Aaron. You're not going to worry the 92% to death. We don't panic. We're not the bitches that are around here spreading misinformation. Y'all know I do like a conspiracy theory, but Coach Dad, research department, huge friend of the show, by the way. Don't want me on here spreading conspiracy theories, all right? So I'm not going to spend the next 2 months allowing every court ruling to send our nervous systems and our emotional health into some kind of DEFCON 1, y'all. What do Black women do? We get organized. We check our registration early. If you are voting by mail, learn the actual rules where you live from your official election authorities. Have a backup plan. Thank you, Midwest, for being in here. Y'all, thank you for sharing out the live. I want to see at least 75 folks in here today, okay? We vote early enough to fix a problem, have a backup plan, because here is our philosophy as Black women in the 90%. We cannot always control whether institutions create chaos. We know that's what one whole half of the political spectrum and what 1/3 of the country bank on, depend on. But we can control how much access these motherfuckers get to our nervous systems. That's the weathering connection. Y'all know the way I talk about weathering. Politics for Black women cannot merely be who are you voting for. I want to know what is participating in this political system costing our bodies, right? We already know this from the 7 crucial decisions we made after November 6th in 2024. Hey, Lisa E. Black women, our attention is an asset. Our time is an asset. Our labor is an asset. Y'all know they addicted to our labor. Y'all know they're addicted to it. Our vote, us as one of the most formidable, look at that beautiful blue, look at that beautiful bean footage. That long blue line, that's Black women. That's political power. We are one of the most consequential, I'm gonna keep saying it. We are one of the most important and consequential voting blocks in these United States. We are the most important voters to Democrats and liberal politics, period. All this talk about the DSA and all these people and Hassan Piker. Fuck no, the biggest, baddest bitch on the block is us. We need to remember that. That's acknowledging and understanding our power. Our time is an asset. Our vote is an asset. Our labor is an asset. Our nervous system capacity is an asset. Y'all know they be energy harvesting us. That's why those motherfuckers at the Texas Roadhouse, their servers, this is so funny too, regarding, y'all know I made a video about it. Thank you for supporting the video about Texas Roadhouse. All racists do is try to drain our energy. It's energetic vampirism. It's a way to get us off our Zoom. It's a way to distract us. Like Texas Roadhouse, even their apology was like talking about, we deny these allegations. I almost said the N-word. Ninja, didn't nobody accuse y'all or nothing. Y'all staff got on Facebook and revealed that that's what they were doing. We didn't accuse y'all of shit. Your own servers and people, either your own servers and chefs or folks posing as your servers and your chefs got on and asserted that it was not us alleging that y'all did shit. It was y'all's own people doing that, okay? So I want us to remember that. Y'all know, and I think the reason they came out and said it, because like MAGA, like the Red Hats, like Republicans, they can't ever just be about their business and be doing their racist shit. They got to announce it. They want to engage you. Why do they want to engage us? Because our energy is power. It makes us feel good. And if they can't get good energy from us, they will get negative energy from us, just like a recalcitrant child. All right. So I want us to remember that all of these things are assets, our nervous systems, votes, labor, our time as Black women, Black American women, all of those things are assets. Thank you for following me. Thank you all for sending your daily heart me's. Oh, we got a few more daily heart me's to collect. That's you becoming a member of our family. Please become a member of our family. Okay. So that's our decision when we made a decision after the election in 2024 to stack our power. That's us acknowledging that our political participation, our voting power, has power, is power. All right. That's where we, when we talk about, yeah, y'all gonna have to earn our vote. For one of the first times, like, especially when they were messing with Jasmine Crockett in Texas. By the way, it's looking good for your boy Tallarico in Texas. See what happens when you at least do something to engage Black voters. Look at how that comes back on you. It's a toss up in Texas, and they didn't think it was going to be. All right. So that's where we stack our power as Black women and members of the 90%. That's how we get these people to earn our vote. So protect your vote, protect your peace. Protecting your vote is protecting your peace. And then get back to living your life. All right. Democracy may be having a goddamn nervous breakdown, but 92%, you beautiful field of sunflowers out there. That's how I think about the 92% is a beautiful field of sunflowers, us together in our collective power. I want y'all to understand democracy might be having a goddamn nervous breakdown, but we're not going to have one with it. We don't do that like anymore. Thank you all so much for joining me. This is the Sunshine Report. My name is Hakeem Hannah. I am your friendly neighborhood podcaster. I'm creating a new media platform for my favorite people on earth, Black women voters. We are the most consequential voting bloc in these benighted states of America, and I do my best to create podcasts, long form videos, live morning, or in this case, early afternoon broadcasts with one viewer and listener in mind. You beautiful, bold, brilliant Black women of the 92%. Welcome to the Sunshine Report. This is our daily politics news breakdown, our joy cultivation and inspiration, a little bit of entertainment news like Kiki, and intelligence briefing for Black women of the 92%. So the second story I want to talk about, we talked about it a little bit yesterday, future speaker Hakeem Jeffries. And I do say future speaker. Did I tell y'all? Y'all know I got to meet future speaker Hakeem Jeffries at a fundraiser a couple of years ago here in Marin County. Y'all know Gavin Newsom lived down the street. So we get a lot, and because California politics are so liberal and so progressive, we end up getting a lot of. They do a lot of fundraising out here. First of all, because it's beautiful. Second of all, it's where they can bundle a lot of money. They can get a lot of people from Ross and frickin' what's another little town? Our little town, Ross, Silicon Valley. Who else? Ross, Belvedere, Tibbs, like Tiburon, like, is where a lot of like heavy hitters, where a lot of like West Coast money lives and resides, us in LA. So they're out here like all the time. So Coach Dad knows I like to meet people. So he'll, if it's reasonable, hey, Nikki, cinema with your fine stuff. So if it's reasonable, he'll be like, okay, I got us going to a fundraiser. You're going to get to meet the future speaker. So we got to meet future speaker Hakeem Jeffries. And yesterday's news, yesterday and the day before, Hakeem Jeffries, um, minority leader of the House of Representatives. I believe personally that he is a protege and is mentored by Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi. I believe that Nancy Pelosi put in place what she feels like is her line of succession. This is just what I believe, allegedly. I ain't got no proof. I ain't got no proof of this. I don't have any proof of this, but I believe that her line of succession is Hakeem and AOC. That's just what I think her line of succession. Can't be the future or we can't progress. He's trash. Now listen, Panda. Panda's one of my favorite people. Panda. I am very frustrated. We're going to talk about this. I made a video. I am exceedingly frustrated with the way Representative Jeffries, and to be perfectly honest with you, Chuck Schumer, the way they talk. I don't know why they don't know how to communicate and express more power, more aggression. Um, why they don't do more to talk in plain language. Why they don't do more to talk in plain language in a way, especially these young people who want change and to want to feel like people are fighting for them. I do not know why they don't change their style of speaking, their way of speaking. I don't know why they don't communicate the way I feel like they ought to be communicating, like somebody like a John Ossoff. I don't know why they can't communicate a little bit better, but I also acknowledge the body of Hakeem Jeffries' work and his as a Black man, like in leadership. Like I respect his body of work and how he's worked to get where he is right now. Thank you for joining the fan club for 100 days. I appreciate that. I love seeing those stickers, y'all. If y'all want to show me some stickers in the chat, I would absolutely love it. So I have so much respect for him. I have respect for Chuck Schumer, but I also like the kids. I feel like, yeah, change is absolutely needed. And I hope Hakeem Jeffries gets that. But I think it is very, very likely he's about to be the next speaker I think it's very likely he's about to be the next speaker of the House and that he's got work to do. I also don't understand why. Another way I'm disappointed is I don't know why they seem to express, this is my perception. It's as though they don't understand that there is no more rule book. that all the more mores and the way we used to do shit and just, being honorable and assuming that we're having like honest dialogue with honest actors is still happening. That is frustrating to me. I don't know why they're not willing to act like, talk like, and speak like, yeah, we're willing to be. What did Kamala just say? That we need ruthlessness. We need ruthlessness. I don't know why they can't communicate ruthlessness, aggression. Like, we're going to fight in whatever way that we can. The Lions lady says, I've been disappointed with Jeffries, but the attack from the far left is over the top. Yes. And I also am very suspect of when attacks come from the left and just us, just y'all just telling us what we gonna do and like how we're gonna change. And I'm also, so I say these things. This is an intelligent both sides like conversation, and you're not gonna keep Black women from. Yeah, I'm not gonna let like these leftists keep us from having a nuanced conversation. Shit is complicated. We're in a crazy like time right now. And I also I want to say, like, I respect the man's body of work, and also y'all gonna have to listen to these young people. You have to listen to the young people. So I'm down for like term limits and things like that and age limits. I'm 100% down like that. And in that way, I feel you. Panda Ross. Panda says, I can't stand. Also, Panda, I'm a huge fan of yours. Girl, I'll never forget. It was like, man, it was almost a year ago. It was like 8 or 9 months ago, and they made you so mad. You started cursing. And I was like, what is going on? Panda is a saint. I was like, what are y'all doing to her? Anyway, girl, I'm a huge fan. I'm so glad you're here. Panda says, I can't stand neither of them. They can change their language, but change your okay. Y'all know I'm deconstructed, but let the church say amen. Girl, I'm not even going to disagree with you on that. I agree. Change fast, quick. Nothing stresses me out more than when people just hurry up. Now that you know what to do, be agile, quick, switch it up, change the play. I think this is because I'm a soccer mom. Like, that's the way like it works when kids go try out for like Olympic development programs or whatever. They give them a drill that's complicated and teach it to them. And the kids have, it's like dancers when they try out for like videos or Broadway shows. The choreographer comes out and teaches you like the new move. The move is always new. The dance, the choreography is always new. When it comes to soccer, the play is always new. The coach comes out, the choreographer comes out and says, do this, bit, 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 bop, boom, back, boom, cack, boom, cack. Y'all got it. Now let's go. That's what we need to be doing. That's what democratic leadership needs to be doing. Pivot, change, fast. Yes. Origi says somebody needs to throw a shoe or something. Exactly. Y'all remember when they threw the shoe at GW, children? Children, if you're too young to remember that, I want y'all to go, and I want you to go to the tube that is you and look up the time during a press conference. Somebody threw a shoe at GW. Okay. So I'm so glad we got to have that conversation before we get into the story. Hakeem Jeffries met privately with Jared Kushner, and apparently some Democrats are furious. I gotta admit, I wasn't furious, but I'm like, why are you talking to him? If it wasn't to negotiate freaking the stunt queen in chief's immediate resignation and to schedule what time Jared Kushner's half done humanoid looking ass was going to show up in front of Congress. And I like, if I was Hakeem Jeffries, I would have been like, did you bring your calendar? Look, I need you to tell Mafia Princess Barbie, allegedly coked up Don Jr., Eric, we gonna have y'all start testifying in front of Congress immediately. So y'all go ahead and get out your Google Calendar. Does this date work for you? This is what. Listen, if he wasn't doing that, he's a rapper, but he don't know how to freestyle. He does not. He doesn't, girl. Okay, now that you say that, okay, May Reverend Jesse Jackson is gone, right? Sometimes I be forgetting, y'all. I got mom brain. He's gone, right? Is Reverend Jesse Jackson with us? Right. Okay. Reverend Jackson's gone. In my mind, he'll always be keep hope alive, and he's here. Hakeem Jeffries has this way of speaking that is very much in the way Reverend Jesse Jackson when he was like really popular. Like yabba dabba. Like he has this cadence and this way of speaking. Sometimes it was amazing, but to me, but it was of a time and it was of a place. It was of the 70s and of the 80s. We can't talk like that. And that's how Hakeem talks. We're going to do the right thing. We are not right. Like he's not able to like pivot. Bingo. Okay, thank you. I'm sorry. Sometimes I be having mom brain. Because he's still alive in my mind. I will never forget when I went to a presidential classroom when I was a kid. When I was in high school, you could just hang out like in front of the Capitol, and you could just see. I was a black girl nerd, and I was a debate nerd, so you could just sit there, and all your favorite politicians would come by. I'll never forget seeing like me. So me and this boy, was that Chad Grissom? I think it was Chad Grissom. I used to have a crush on Chad Grissom. We would just sit there like when we had free time or we were eating our little box lunch and the politicians was like in the congressman would come by. I'd be like, Reverend Jackson, I'm Hallie Q Gambrell from Hasburg, Mississippi. Keep hope alive. Nice to meet you, young lady. So in my mind, he's still very much like still with us. Anyway, I digress. This is all to say, some of us were he would attend my church in Detroit. He was cool with Reverend Adams. Yeah, like he was. So he's just alive to me. Like I'll just never forget seeing him and shaking his hand. Like as he was walking to lunch, he was so nice, and he was stopped to talk to us, and he was super super nice. So in my mind, like he's still alive. But some Democrats were very mad, and I'm actually not mad, at least not yet, because I'm trying to practice something. I want the 92%. Actually, I think we're already good at this, but I want us to keep practicing it because practice makes progress. I want us to get really good at practicing political maturity without political naivete. All right. Hakeem Jeffries is the Democratic leader of the House. If Democrats take the House in November, which we are going to, he is in line to potentially become the next speaker. If former Speaker Emerita Nancy has anything to do with it, he will. Promise me. I promise you. So it was recent. Exactly. Hakeem is going to win his seat in speakership. We need to focus on criminal Republicans and bad policy. So, exactly. So, I'm so glad y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Thank you all for sharing out the live so other people can get in on this conversation. And let me see if we got anybody. Has anybody wandered in over here? We're still going live. Great. Just as we're supposed to. Oh, I got to hurry up because I got to go pick up Reese Pops at school today. All right. So if Democrats take the House in November, Hakeem Jeffries is in line to potentially become the next speaker. And supposedly, Jared, half done humanoid, Kushner, reportedly asked for this meeting. Okay, so he asked for it. Wubsy says, we don't have to like it, but we need to focus on the real enemies. Correct. Hey, everybody. Hey, Crystal Girl, welcome. Come on in. So Jared Kushner asked for this meeting, and supposedly they discussed housing, immigration, affordability that Stunt Queen and Chief said was a hoax now, but affordability and potential areas of cooperation. All Jared Kushner is trying to do is get out in front of it. Yes, and he's trying to stay out of jail personally. Tell him. Thank you. You see clarity? Do you see how we black women get to the point? Thank you, girl, for stating that so crisply and cleanly. Okay. So he asked for this meeting, and Kushner reportedly suggested Jeffries meet with Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. Susie Wiles, fuck you. And Natalie Harp. I'm in a bad mood today over Miss Dolly. Fuck each and every woman. I don't give a damn. Y'all trying to make Natalie Harp. Y'all trying to make this psychopathic damn rabbit boiling weird little oh, I don't like calling women bitches. Y'all trying to turn this bitch into some kind of feminist icon. Y'all could all go to hell. If you are a woman and you are in support of and staff of that motherfucker, fuck you. Forgive my language. Sorry, not sorry. Preventative medicine. It's important for me and it's important for black women to curse because of our how disproportionately we're affected by autoimmune disease. And scientists are connecting. Hey, Luna, prettiest smile on the internet. Scientists are connecting women suppressing their emotions and not saying truly what's on their mind and what they feel with autoimmune disease. So fuck that. Over here is where we go. We use our politics to go from weathering to well-being. So I'm gonna call a spade a spade. So Jared Kushner. So in review, fuck Susie Wiles, Natalie Harp, all of them, especially Okay. Now, maybe Jared Kushner suddenly discovered an overwhelming passion for bipartisanship. Okay. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe people around y'all stunt queen in chief know how to read political conditions. I think somebody finally told them they getting ready to lose the House. And hey, sis, Natalie has the hardest job. She changes his pissy and shitty diapers. Correct. Correct, V. Correct, bye. Correct. Correct. Okay, so all it is these people, the chief of staff, Kushner, who knows he gonna have to appear in front of Congress. Maybe they're looking forward to November and thinking, oh, maybe we need to know who this man is, because he's not gonna be some pushover like Mike Keebler Elf Johnson. That's the Speaker of the House. Lord, y'all children, we used to have speakers of the House like Tip O'Neill. Tip O'Neill was a fine man. A good Speaker of the House. That's back when that's back when Democrats and Republicans actually used to break bread together and shit and used to be friends. Ooh. So they know what's going to happen. They know that they need to know this man. That's politics. I'm not mad that they talked. I don't require future Speaker Hakeem Jeffries to run screaming from every fucking Republican who walks through the door, because that would be on some bitch shit too. If you're potentially going to be Speaker of the House, you got to communicate with people you profoundly disagree with. That's governing, but I support conversation. I don't support any kind of capitulation. And I don't even believe, hey, bounty girl, hey. And I'm sick. I got to be honest, I'm sick of Democrats and liberals, us being the only people practicing freaking bipartisanship. I don't think there's no such thing as bipartisanship that's even available to the minds of Republicans right now. I don't have no room for it right now. To me, like, bipartisanship is some shit that's like, it's a made up myth fallacy, like the fucking tooth fairy or goddamn Santa Claus, like, as far as I'm concerned. Like, it's something that used to be an idea or a thing. Okay, so my question is, if Jared Kushner invited future Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, and also, y'all, I would be happy to see a black man be Speaker of the House. I gotta be honest. Even though he's got blue eyes, y'all know how blue-eyed black people like stress me. It was so weird meeting him and getting up on him, and I like to shake people's hands and look in their eyes, and I was like, oh hell, that's right. I forget this man got these weird blue eyes. I gotta like look that way. I don't think Hakeem will capitulate. I think he's just waiting for them to get the majority back. I agree. I made a funny video about it because and I'm gonna make a point, and the video states a point too. So the way it was couched in the media is that Hakeem Jeffries got together. Like Jared Kushner called a meeting. Hakeem Jeffries met with them to negotiate something. And so my question is, what are we negotiating on behalf of black women, the most important voting bloc in liberal and progressive politics? Future Speaker Jeffries, you got to pay attention to what we talking about. I have watched this administration. I watch Congress. I watch attacks on our institutions like the courts. I will never forgive the court for falling and breaking my fucking mother's heart, because I know it breaks my mama's heart that the courts have failed. Okay. I have watched attacks on this institution, attacks on voting that we're going through right now. I have seen the chaos black women, all of us have. And I'm not interested in ooh, y'all see that Freudian slip? I am not interested in Democrats walking into rooms asking, what can we give you? Okay. Oh, and Crystal says the leftists are always going to give a black man a hard time no matter what. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. Like, why talk? I mean, I agree. I'd make them beg me to talk. I would make them jump through hoops. It would be like, what's American Ninja? I would make them. I was like, yeah, we can talk once you get through this American Ninja slalom. Good luck. May the odds be forever in your favor. Oh, y'all, and I got to get out in 15 minutes because I got to pick up the scary Scorpio. She's Virgo ascendant. I can't be late picking her up from places. So I'm not interested in Democrats walking in and talking about what could we give you. I need to know what they offering us. What are you offering us, black women of the 92%? Okay. See, I cannot wait to meet you. I can't wait to meet you and all the hotties. I don't know how we gonna meet in person, but it's gonna be a good time. I know some of y'all gonna be fun. Leftists they do, girl. They give all black Americans a hard time. That's why I can't trust them. That's why, like Angie Dixon, I am conflicted because I love her and she decided she wants to be DSA. And I'm like, Lord, how am I gonna reconcile this in my mind? But I'm going to, because I love her and I don't particularly F with them. Serious. Yeah, girl. I can't be fucking with a little scary Scorpio. I don't need those problems. I don't be half stepping with that one. I adore her. I think she's the coolest person on earth. I don't need them damn problems. So I'm gonna be out of here on time to pick that girl up from this little school trip or whatever. But all I want to know, future speaker Jeffries, is what they offering us, black women. What are you, if you negotiating, what you negotiating for black women? Okay, because the Republicans are about to lose the House. Leverage is changing like the scales. It's not Libra season yet, but these scales is balancing like a motherfucker, ain't they? If I'm Hakeem Jeffries, Jared Kushner may not just be sitting across from me because I need something for him. He's sitting across from me because he's about to need something from me. He's not about to need something from us. And that's a different negotiation. So here's our lesson. All right. We can like Hakeem Jeffries. I personally respect that man. That's a black man about to be Speaker of the House. I let's not lose the plot now. Okay. So we can like Hakeem. We can respect Hakeem. We can recognize the historical significance of somebody like him being the first black speaker. And we can still ask that blue-eyed black man questions. Those things are not contradictory, and we're not going to let these motherfuckers make us feel that. Y'all not going to shoehorn black women into a box and try to make us like pick. Fuck y'all. Don't be pressuring us. We can still ask that man questions. Political support. We don't have to adopt it to support it and vice versa. These politicians are not our children. They're not our brothers. We ain't got to protect them from questions. I mean, we need to ask the same kind of questions for the first time. Now, just because this is a blue-eyed black man up there don't mean I'm not going to ask questions. Yeah, we are not ducking. I hope he approaches, Crystal says, I hope he approaches speakership with the right posture. I do too. He better had. All right. But we don't have to protect him from questions. Hakeem works for us. And black women especially, we got to stop believing that holding somebody accountable means that we're like betraying them or some shit. And also at the same time, young people, fuck him, da 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 da. Also, don't tell us what to do. All right, like Hakeem is probably close to my age. He's probably 50 something. How old is Hakeem? Also, on the other hand, shut up while grown people are talking and trying to handle business. You know what I mean? All of them need to be held accountable. 56. Yeah, he's my age. He's Gen X. Yeah, they're going to be held accountable and we're going to be asking questions. And I will be leading the charge to ask questions that are important to black women. All right. So fine. Congressman Jeffries, you messed with Jared Kushner. Fine. The question is, and how dare you? My question is, what was the objective? What do we get? Did you talk about housing? Wonderful. Black women need housing. Black women need affordable housing. What did you ask for? Cost of living? Great. Y'all talked about cost of living. Black women are getting hammered by affordability. What did you demand, sir? For us. And if the answers were we're opening lines of communication, okay, for what? Why are you opening lines of communication? What y'all communicate about? Exactly. What's the point? What you get for what? That's what we just asking questions. These are the questions I want black women, need our fucking business loans. Exactly. I love this community. God damn, I love us so much. So that's not hostility. That's us holding your ass accountable. A young person asked why other blacks weren't DSA, but he didn't want to hear our answer. Yeah. I don't trust him yet. Yeah. Coach Dad. Yeah. I know you want to get married. Hold up. We're not getting married yet. I still gotta see. Seriously, these are facts. Did you hear about the first black woman MLB majority owner? No, I did not. Let me ask Coach Dad about that. You know, we're Red Sox fans. All right. So that's not hostility. I get to ask that question. And I hope there was another message communicated in that goddamn room. If Democrats regain control of the House, they regain that's right, committee gavels. We get more investigative authority. We get real fucking subpoena power. And Hakeem Jeffries, now he came out and he said no one from the I almost said his name, from the cartel is getting a pass. Good. Cuz I don't care that you spoke with that half-baked, not ready yet humanoid Jared Kushner, but I do care whether or not Democrats regain power. All right? We gonna need some accountability. I'm not lying. I want Nuremberg style trials immediately. There's a big difference between working across the aisle and looking the other goddamn way. And I'm not interested in us looking the other goddamn way. And neither are these young people that are in the DSA. And again, I don't rock with them because there's too many. There's racists on our side too, and they love the left and they love attacking my favorite people on earth, Black women voters. So until they fix that shit, F them. But I understand that these young people won't change and they get to have a voice. All right. I don't trust them either, lion lady. But there's a lot of young people over there for whom that shit is appealing. So we got to straddle a fucked up fence. Okay. But that's the way it is, y'all. Like the man does have to talk to other people. He's about to be Speaker of the House, and these people are lining up and trying to figure out how to deal with them. All right. And y'all, we need 92%. One of the crucial decisions that we made in was decision number 7. People need to earn our vote. Earning our vote doesn't only apply to Republicans, it applies to everybody, including future Speaker Hakeem Jeffries. This ain't a goddamn fan club anymore. We're a really sophisticated political constituency. It's why I don't mind separating us from the 80%. 80% can we still all Black people, but it's okay for us to be a sophisticated political constituency. Okay. And instead of asking, like, oh, I like this politician, or I like no, Black women are gonna start asking, what is this politician producing for us? I don't need to decide whether Hakeem Jeffries is a good man or not. I need to know whether or not that man is using his increasing political power to improve the material conditions of Black women's lives. That's what I care about. Okay. Hakeem, what are you going to do with the power we helped give you? And that honestly, Hakeem, I'm going to support help giving you, to be honest. Hey, El Meek, what are you going to do, Hakeem, with the power that we are helping to give you? Okay. Because seriously, and I want us to remember that if the Democrats do take the House, Black women will have once again played an important role in making that shit possible. So we're allowed to have expectations, Hakeem. To whom much is given, much is expected. Remember that? It was a grandmother or an auntie or a pastor or some elder telling me that all the time. That's why I could never get a pass for nothing. You're a student leader. You're da 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 da. You represent this church. You go to Girl State. You da 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 da. And to whom much is given, much is expected. Hakeem, I'm just passing it along. I don't know how they do shit in New York, where you're from. Okay, so Hakeem, talk to Jared, hear him out, find out what they want, gather intelligence. But if they're interested in talking to you because they think you're about to hold a speaker gavel, like the speaker's gavel, that Hakeem is leverage. Use it. Black women want you to use it, Hakeem, for accountability, for affordability. Use it to get us health care. Use it to get Black women affordable housing. Use it to get the way, who was it that just said that? Was that Michelle or was it Crystal that said to get us our business loans? Use it to restore our voting rights, Hakeem. Use it to defend our constitutional ass government. Use it, future Speaker Jeffries, to make Black women's lives healthier, safer, freer, more prosperous. We're not asking shit no more like, did our team win? We want to know, what did our team win for us? All right. You are right, Bounty and Bliss. He did shine brightest when Kamala was a senator and they were working together. I think we going to get back there. And y'all, we have to say goodbye to Dolly Parton, and this one is very hard for me. Miss Dolly, and that is one of the only white women alive that I would call Miss. Miss Dolly is gone, children. She's gone. Okay. She's gone. And I am genuinely heartbroken because there's some people that become so woven into American culture that you almost forget. I gotta go get Reese Pops. That's my alarm. Oh, she did put a battery in his back. Wasn't she sweet? She is a part of American culture. I love that she worked with Whitney Houston. I love that she let Beyonce redo Jolene. She is so much a part of American culture that sometimes, like, some people, where else could Dolly Parton have come from? All the good ones keep going, Bounty and Bliss. The reason I'm upset, girl, is because, like, realizing like Toni Morrison and Dolly Parton are gone and this motherfucker is like Stunt Queen in Chief is still alive. Woo! What are we wearing to the funeral? The hair, the rhinestones, the nails. Y'all remember Dolly had them Barbara Streisand nails. Girl, I'm gonna talk about the books, her sense of humor, her voice. And underneath all of that shit, she was a great American songwriter. I sat through Ken Burns' country music documentary for no other reason than just to see what they had to say, what Miss Dolly had to say. She wrote Jolene. She wrote Coat of Many Colors. See, I'm deconstructed, but I know she wrote 9 to 5. Every black woman I know has seen that movie. And of course, she wrote I Will Always Love You. That I Will Always Love You. Before Whitney Houston gave us one of the most phenomenal vocal performances in history, Dolly Parton wrote the damn song, and she let her sing it because Dolly didn't just let anybody sing her damn music. That was her song, and I love that connection. Two totally different women, two completely different musical traditions, two totally different interpretations, both extraordinary. That's what art can do. That's what art can do when you have an amazing songwriter and an amazing vocalist. She was awesome and sweet. But Dolly's legacy was not just music. Also, my family loves some Dollywood. My family was just talking about going to Dollywood because my Uncle Junior, love you, Uncle Junior. Today's show is dedicated to my Uncle Junior, who's made just a miraculous recovery, a miraculous recovery from his diagnosis, his cancer diagnosis. He loves Dollywood, and I think that's why they going. I think, and it's the adults going. Ain't no children going. It's the adults going. Her legacy isn't just music. I think Bounty and Bliss said it. She understood something about public service that I wish more rich people understood. If life gives you enormous abundance, what do? Dolly wasn't building goddamn and investing in rocket ships and dumb shit like that. Life gave her enormous abundance and she circulated it. Seriously, I'm not even. She created the imagination library. The reason behind her imagination library gets me every time. Her daddy couldn't read or write. She understood what illiteracy cost him. So she started sending books to children. Not once, every month from birth until age 5. And what began in her own home, in her own home county in Tennessee, became an international literacy program. That woman gave away more than 150 million books, have been distributed over its history. Millions of little children. Y'all, I used to get books in the mailbox because my grandmama sent me those books. Oh my gosh, the children, this was before Amazon. If you were a little black girl nerd growing up in Mississippi and a book came and my family could afford to do those little series books and the, World Book children encyclopedias and all of that. Y'all, the way my little black girl heart used to leap. So think about that. Millions of little children, including black children, opening their mailbox and seeing a book with their name on it. She funded scholarships. After the Smoky Mountain wildfire, she helped families who lost their homes. During COVID, she gave over $1 million to Vanderbilt University Medical Center for coronavirus research. She built your daughter's library. Girl, hey, her Divine Alchemy. Y'all put some demons in the chat. Show some respect, please. Dolly Parton didn't have to become an epidemiologist. She didn't have to pretend that she knew more shit than scientists did. She didn't need to have a big show or a press conference. She just said, here are the resources. Go help people. Dolly had a damn platform before there was even online platforms. And I had to talk about 9 to 5, and then I got to get out of here because I got to go pick up Scary Scorpio. Y'all, 9 to 5 is one of my favorite movies from the 80s. And I, we were latchkey kids in the 80s. My mama was a career woman. She was a judge. She had to deal with good old boy shit in Mississippi as a black woman lawyer. Y'all know I was in the courtroom. It feels like I was in the courtroom. And I used to have to hang out with a lot of courtrooms, with my mom, when a judge told her to go home and put on some hosiery. Because my mom had the audacity, the nerve to come to court because it was fucking hot in the summer in Mississippi. That man looked her dead in her face and said, go home and come back and argue this when you have some decent hosiery. So I love 9 to 5. I saw my mama in 9 to 5, and I saw when she had to deal. I know my mom was pretty too. I look just like my mama. I know she had to deal. And what women had to deal and put up with, in the 80s from these men she had to work with. Bounty Bliss said, I still say, she don't know whether to wind her butt or scratch her watch. Girl, I got memorized that scene where she said she had a gun in her. She said she had a gun in her purse. And she was going to go in there and get that gun, and she was going to turn him from a rooster to a hen with one shot. And the fashions, like those fashions look like my mama. Y'all remember them little bouffant little haircuts. I love that scene too. The clothes, the hair, the office, Dolly, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin. I loved every bit of it. But underneath that fabulousness is something more, and it's about women in work. It was about women being underestimated. It was about women being underestimated, about women being harassed. Don't tell Coach Dr. Lisa I was in here crying. Women watching these mediocre ass men get credit for their work. Women expected to smile when they were, my mom's amazing. Women being expected to smile while they were being humiliated. I also love Steel Magnolias. I played Clary in the Hattiesburg High Civic Light, Hattiesburg High Black Light theater production. She was brilliant in Steel Magnolias. So watching that movie always connected to something very personal for me because I could see my own mama in those women. My mom was a lawyer, and y'all, she was glamorous. She was. Girl, y'all, that was during the time, that was during Dynasty. Y'all don't understand when my mama and my auntie used to come out with them suits and them new haircuts looking like Alexis Carrington. Always Alexis. It was never Crystal. And then Dominique Devereaux. My mother was glamorous, brilliant, capable. She still is. She had to practice law in environments where she dealt with sexism, including sexist judges and sexist lawyers. So when I watched the women of 9 to 5, especially Dolly's character, navigating the absurdities and the fucking indignities of the workplace, and my mama owned her own law office, but she had to put up with this shit in court and in the back rooms and stuff when you're negotiating. All right. So somewhere in my little girl brain, those things got connected. That glamorous, funny movie was actually showing me something real about the world women were navigating, and that some of us still have to navigate it. So when I watch my favorite clip today, and I'm gonna go back and watch 9 to 5, and I'm gonna play it today on the projector in the living room. Ooh, Wubsy says, I just feel so emotional. This is why I'm livid every time people try to come for Kamala. Speak, preach. And they'd be talking under Kamala's skirt, talking about she slept her way to the hot just because she was a baddie, just because she was 90s fine, just like Dolly was 80s fine. So when I watch that movie, and I'm gonna watch it again today, I may make the family sit down and watch it. I'm thinking, look at these women, look at how much they had to navigate just to work. And then I think about Black women because we had sexism, we have, on top of it, racism. And frequently we have both of them operating simultaneously. That's one of the reasons our mothers were as hard as they were. That's one of the reasons they were as sharp and snappish, why they were so quick to like throw us a sharp word, why we were rushing to thaw out that goddamn chicken. While we knew them dishes had to be done and the house needed to be clean when mama came home from work, 9 to 5 made it clear what the fuck our mothers were dealing with. Oh, rest in peace, Dolly. Okay. And yet, what did they still do? They still showed up. They still fixed our hair. They still became lawyers, teachers, nurses, secretaries, entrepreneurs, judges. And Dolly, that movie and Dolly, that made me want to be a little bit damn glamorous myself. Made me look down and think, was I ever going to look like, were these ever going to come in? Oh my gosh. Of course, she didn't need to, girl. She did not. Oh my gosh, 9 to 5 will always be so special to me. And that is where we're going to end today, y'all, because Dolly Parton makes me think about something. Y'all see how all three of these stories came together? They make me think about power. The Supreme Court has power. We're asking, what are you doing with it? Hakeem Jeffries, it has power and it's about to have even more. We're asking, bro, what you doing with it for us on our behalf? Dolly Parton was an example. Dolly Parton was an example of what a good person, white women, y'all need to study that woman. Y'all need to study that woman. Okay? Because Dolly accumulated power of another kind: money, fame, cultural influence, a platform. And look what she did for her books for babies. scholarships for young people, help for families that lost their home, money for medical research when the country was dealing with the most fucked up pandemic we have had since the fucking Spanish flu. Girl, go ahead and go to Dollywood. My family's planning a trip right now. You might run into my people. They're planning it right now because my uncle Junior, who recovered, was making a wonderful recovery from cancer, like wants to go. She created jobs and opportunity in the community where she came from, and she created songs that help women make sense of their life. That, and she gave us rhinestones and fashions and trashy looks. She was everything. Oh, so the question is not like, did you acquire power? Black women, we have power. We're one of the most consequential voting blocks in this nation. So the question isn't like how to get power, just hang on to the question is what do we do with it? What got better because you had it? And this woman left this mortal plane and is with the ancestors now. And she did something with her time here. Crystal said Dolly had soft power that wielded to help people. Yes. Okay. And so that is that's the if there's anything we should ponder is was we say goodbye to her. It's sad. It's sad. It's that. It's not enough to get power, 92%. What we gonna do with it? I know what we doing with it. So today's gratitude practice is very simple. I want you to think about somebody that made your life a little better. They didn't have to be famous. Maybe it was your mama, your grandmama, it was a girlfriend, a neighbor. All right. Who is she? Who is she? Who is somebody that showed you that a woman can be smart and glamorous, powerful and funny, ambitious and generous? If they are still here, get in touch with them and tell them today. Yo, grandmama, thank you for putting that in the chat. Put it in the chat. Don't wait for an obituary. Tell them. Rest in peace, Miss Dolly. Thank you for the songs. Thank you for your laughter. Thank you for the books. Thank you for showing generations of women that you could be feminine as hell, ambitious as hell, pretty, big and pretty, smart as hell, and never apologize for taking up space. Talk about chin up and shoulders back. Rest in peace, Dolly. And 92 percenters, that is today's Sunshine Report. Remember, I want you to don't tell Dr. Lisa I was in here crying. Protect your vote. We're going to be questioning these leaders. Protect your nervous system. And when the power comes into our hands, I don't care whether that's a platform we're building, money, a vote, knowledge, a microphone, or simply the ability to help another person. Ask yourself, what can get better because I have it? That's how we move from weathering as Black women in this country to well-being. I love y'all, and I gotta go get this little scary Scorpio. I got half an hour to get there. I'll see y'all tomorrow in the sunshine. Love you 92%. And goodbye to YouTube. Mwah. And Substack.